Okay, I'm over here. Hopefully you can find me. Let me get on here. All right. Hopefully you can hear me over here. I don't know if anybody's over here. That's a bummer. Okay, we've got one person in here. So somebody found me. Hello, Lynn. Great to see you. Can you hear me now? Just want to make sure. Can you hear me? Okay, great. All right, now let's start this again. So I have gotten so many comments over the years about the sweater over my shoulders. It's something I've been doing as long as I can remember. And before I get into all my scarves, which are here and here, I just wanted to talk to you about this. This is just like my signature piece. And it's very funny because I found an old picture of myself when I was right here. Look what I've got on, sweater over my shoulders with a white blouse. And I know that I was at least 12 here because in my family, you had to be 12 before you could get your ears pierced. So I think I was 12 or 13 when that picture was taken. And I've been just a sweater over the shoulders girl for as long as I can remember. And I think what I love about it is it adds a lot of polish. It's that third piece layer I feel put together in it without a lot of fuss. So that is why I love them. And people have wanted to know how I wear them, what's my trick for making them stay up. So all I do, this is a very inexpensive Old Navy sweater. This is the perfect time of year um, to buy these fine gauge sweaters. They're perfect for spring. They come in great colors. Here's one that's a merino wool from Quince in black. Here's another navy and white stripe one from Old Navy. And like I said, I spend 20 or 30 bucks for them, 35 tops. And they're just nice and lightweight to wear over my shoulders and give a polished look. I've gotten some from Talbot's. I've gotten some from Eileen Fisher. Wherever I could find a fine gauge in a color that I don't have. And then I don't even care what the size is. Sometimes they'll only have a medium and I wear an extra large, but I don't care because it's only ever going to go over my shoulders. So all I do is I start up at the shoulders. I fold it down so that you don't see that label. And then I just throw it over my shoulders. Range my collar a little bit. Give it a little tie here. And that's that. So I like it if we're going out to dinner and I just want to look a little bit pulled together, or if I don't know what the weather's going to be like and I want to make sure my shoulders are covered. To me, it's a lot less fussy than a wrap. So it's a go-to for me. So that is the story of my sweater over my shoulders. I'll show this picture of me one more time. Couldn't believe I found this. There I am in the middle. So very old photo, 12 or 13. Now let's talk about scarves and why I love them. And I have quite a scarf collection. And I've been gathering these for years. They're one of those things, they don't go out of style and you just hold on to them. So I keep mine on this little hook and I hang it in the closet on the rack, but all the way against the wall so that it's flush against the wall and they just hang perfectly in there. So you can see how it just keeps them neat and organized and I can grab them quickly. And then I went through and I found I really have about 3 sizes of scarves that I refer to on a regular basis. I even pulled out my handy measuring tape so I can give you measurements on them. So this one, you've seen this one in quite a few of my videos, as well as my favorite of all of my scarves, this leopard one. And these are polyester scarves from Mango. I think they were $20 each. And what I love, I have a whole bunch. I think I have 5 or 6 of them. Inexpensive way to spice up your wardrobe, give your whole wardrobe a completely different look without a lot of money and without investing a lot. And they'll come in and out of style and you'll have them ready to go. Let me just see here. Okay. Yes, Andy. Don't all old photos look red? Yes. Okay. So let's talk about these scarves. This size, they're exactly the same size. We'll do leopard with a weird zebra print. We'll go full animal for measuring here. So this one is a 27-inch scarf. And for my friends across the aisle, across the pond, I know you're on here, Lynn, we're at about 70 centimeters for this. So that is just like a nice little neck scarf. And I'll show you some of my favorite ways to tie these in a minute. And then the next popular size is a little bit bigger. This is a silk scarf from Lily Pulitzer. Look at the way the silk takes those colors. I mean, nothing really does beat the silk. The polyester is nice for a pinch, but that is gorgeous, don't you think? All right, now let's measure this one. And I'm not measuring diagonally, I'm just measuring across. That's how they're measured. And we are at 35 inches on this. And for my British friends, we're at 90 centimeters. And like I said, these are both squares. So lots of really beautiful ways to wear them, which I will show you in a moment. And then the last one that I wear a lot is this really large silk from Eileen Fisher. And man, it is featherweight. I have one of these. I have a silk and cashmere one from Quince, but these are just so dreamy and delightful and just a great way to wear them as wraps, as scarves. Just so elegant. And again, this is silk. So I'm going to give you the measurements on this one. Wow, this is a big, very big piece of silk. Okay, here we are. We are at 44 inches across, or 112 centimeters. And I think I'm just going to double this to make it easier. I bet that it's going to be twice that. That's my guess. What do you think? I think it's going to be twice. So I don't know about you, but we are in the start of early spring. It has been raining for a couple days, melting all the snow, really starting to see the daffodils come up. Like, we have turned the corner and spring is on the way, which I'm very excited about here in northeast part of the US outside of Philadelphia. So this one is also, so it's going to be double. So 44, so it'll be 88, 120, so 240, about 240 centimeters on the finished measurements of this. So if you're in the game of looking, if you're like, Nancy, I want to go get something like this. Some of these scarves I've had for years and I know you can't get now, but if you know the measurements, you'll be able to find what you're looking for. So this is the largest of all. If you have those measurements down, you'll be able to go grab a scarf like that. Same thing with these squares. And if you're looking for them in a store, you're going to be looking for silk squares. That's what they're referred to as usually, or scarf squares. So you can find them everywhere. And I get, like I said, I get a lot at Mango, gotten quite a few at Lilly Pulitzer. Eileen Fisher, I have a couple from, and Nordstrom. They have a really nice scarf department. So look, you can see the difference between the size of the smaller one and the larger one. Now, let's talk about ways to wear this. The best thing you will need to do is fold it diagonally end to end, point to point. And I always make sure that the tag, if I haven't cut the tag off, that it's with these points at the center. So now you have a triangle this way. And you're going to put the inside, the wrong sides in. And then I just start rolling in like this so that you have a nice piece like that. And this is just one way to wear it. You can wear it like this. Sometimes I'll turn these to the side. Sometimes I'll put one in the back and have one hanging down like that. Really easy, comfortable. Sometimes I'll button up so you just see a little bit. So that's one. Now another thing you can do is you could tie a knot right in the middle of that scarf like this so that you have this knot here. Just adds a little dimension. And then you tie it in the back. And you tuck the ends. So now you see you have a little bit more dimension there, little texture. It might look better on a plainer scarf. Let's see here. Let me try it on this plainer scarf for you. And just so you know, if you have questions or comments, feel free. You do not have to wait to the end. Comment away, and I will check this every once in a while to see if I need to respond. So I'm going to roll this one in. This one's really cute. I love the way the colors are on the corners. The gradient polka dot. So now that looks really cute with that little knot. Oh, very airline flight attendant with that. Okay, then another way I like to wear them, which is very popular for me. I'll do this one because this is my favorite one. So I go back to that. Oh, I like this comment. Let me just say this. Oh, Lynn said it's still freezing in England. Yeah, the silk scarf is everything. I'm glad you like that first one, Paula. Okay, very chic. And Sheila says, I use shower curtain rings on a hanger for my scarves. That is a great idea. That's a very, very good idea. Okay, so I go back to this look where it's just folded diagonally. That's it. And then I'll just roll it down a tiny bit at the top. And then I tie it, I put it around the front and then crisscross it and bring it around. And then with the ends, I just tie a tiny little knot. This is probably my favorite way to wear these these really small scarves. I want to make sure that tag's not showing. And then I can button that up so it looks almost like I'm wearing an ascot. But it adds a little bit of dimension and texture. There's something going on, but it also keeps it really nicely in place. Some of the things that drive me crazy with scarves is they're fussy. And this is not. Oh, Beth's saying hello from Lancaster. Well, we are not far away from each other, my friend. I'm so glad you found me. So that is the way I like to wear that. Another thing I like to do with these, I have a little twilly here on my bag, which these can also go around your neck. I just think they look a little thin for around my neck. I either wear it around my wrist or around my bag. But you can just take that same scarf and put it here on your bag. Just gives it a very chic, up-to-date look. Look how cute that is. And I have bigger bags that I like to wear it on too. I don't think I have any here. I don't. Oh wait, I do. I have a big bag I can show you. Here we go. I touched one bag and two fell down. So I think you'll like it even more on this bigger bag. So let me just go back to the fold, roll it back up like this. And I just do a quick little tie on here. Look at that. That is so pretty. Oh yeah. It's like you have the luxury of the scarf without having to have the scarf on. You get the vibe of it. Oh, Priscilla likes the ascot looks. Thank you. And a new subscriber. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for finding me and subscribing. All right. So, and if I just want to let you know, feel free to comment throughout. Oh, Lynn said she loves the scarf on the bag look. Feel very Parisian. And then what did you say? Well, I don't wear them in my hair very often because my hair is short right now, but when my hair is longer, yes, I love wearing a scarf in my hair. I think I'd look a little, I don't know. I don't know if that's the look for me at the moment. A headband, yes, I'm all about a headband, but I don't really wear a scarf in my hair right now. So, what was I saying? Oh, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday this month at 4 p.m., I am doing lives like this. I've got lots of fun topics coming up, and I'm just blabbing for half an hour. So come and join me, and you can go. I've started logging them ahead of time, so you can go and be notified when we're going to come on. All right, so let's get into the bigger scarves. I have two bigger scarves here. One is a Kurt Geiger from London, which I absolutely love everything on this. Picked this one up at Nordstrom. I think I have it linked in the description. And then this is the Lily Pulitzer one that I showed you. But because you have so much more with these, more ways, you have more fabric. So fold it diagonally. So you can do the method I had shown you where we're starting, what am I doing? Starting with the point in the front and then wrapping it around and tying it. They're so floaty, you don't feel like it's that much more fabric. So that's pretty. I like that. But these have so much more going on with them. I hate to bury such a beautiful scarf like that. So what I tend to like to do is I like to put it over my shoulders like I'm a Girl Scout. Like this. So you can see, look how beautiful that is. And then I try to tie a knot as low as I possibly can. A little tiny one right here at the ends. Doesn't want to behave. I do a square knot, left over right and right over left. It's a really nice little knot. I play around with it. And this is a very in look for this year. We're seeing a lot of scarves of every size that I'm showing and being worn so many ways. So if you want to quickly update your look, this is a fairly inexpensive way to do it. So that's one. And then, you know, also brooches are making an inroad this year. So you could even put a brooch right here. Gives a nice little elegant polished look with a pretty pin there. Or you could even tie it. But what I like about a pin is it keeps it in place. So I could tie it over here on the corner. There we go. So I probably would wear this not with a button front. I'd probably wear this with like a boat neck or a crew neck sweater, or even a scoop would be pretty. Something that doesn't have any of this going on. Just gives a little coverage up here. Yeah, I would think I would be very careful. I think I'd only pin my polyester scarves. I would not pin my silk. So that's that. And I know there are hundreds of ways to tie these. These are just my go-tos that I use all the time. But there are so many ways that you can wear these that I haven't shown. Okay, another thing that I forgot about, I got this last year at Talbot's, and I think they had, oh, I'm glad you feel like shopping for scarves. This is the time of year. Go find them. They're out there. They're beautiful this year, and they're very in style. So this is a little kind of funky scarf from Talbot's, but it was like just the right size, and I got so much wear out of this. Do a little crisscross with it. This is the way I wore it, and I've put it on my bag a few times. But just such a nice little scarf. I know I've put this one in a few videos. Just gives me a little bit of a polish without feeling overdone. So yeah, I love these. And I did see that Talbot's, I don't know if they have this exact size on there, but I did see that they have spring scarves on their website. Okay, now let's talk about the big gun. That blue is perfect. Thank you. I love that blue. Okay, this thing, what I usually do is I fold it in half lengthwise, and then I just kind of crumple it up. And then I fold it again horizontally. So you can see it's folded in half. So I have a loop up here at the top. And I think it's perfect for this time of year to wear it like this, when you just don't know what the weather's going to be like. Don't even have to see the collar. And I just throw it on like that with a jacket over it. It just looks, let me put the jacket on for you. I'll throw on my trench. Look at that, at this billowy, oh, I love that look. Not as heavy as a winter scarf, but you've got that light silk that just gives you a nice polished look. Yeah, I love this green. I'm glad you do too, Priscilla. It's so pretty. Yes, it's like a pashmina, but this one is silk instead of cashmere. So it's lighter and airier. And I actually have another one. This one's also from Eileen Fisher. That's a gradient. I've had this one for years and years. And I do the same thing with it. I don't know if you See how you can see the gray here? It goes gray to black. But yeah, I love that double like that. So those are my scarves. I can show you some of my other scarves if you'd like to see them. Let me know if you have any other questions. What else can I answer for you about scarves or scarf wearing? Here is this one. Okay, you want to see some of my other scarves? I will pull them out. Let's see. I have so many of these scarves from Mango. These are all my scarves from Mango. This is my favorite one, my leopard print. This one is a gradient polka dot. Look at this. Isn't that so cute? And like I said, I think these were all about $20. We have a Mango in King of Prussia, which is about 45 minutes from me. And I just go in, I know exactly where the scarves are. I stand there and then I grab like 3 or 4 that catch my eye. And that's it. I don't labor over it. I'm like, oh, you're good, you're good, you're good. Here's another one. I think that's so pretty. Got like a paisley bandana vibe to it. And I had someone tell me how she likes to store her scarves. I showed you I have this hook system. That's it. It just hangs on the rod in my closet. I have it up against the wall. But somebody else, another viewer, told me she keeps hers in a big hat box. And because they're silk, they don't really get wrinkled. They're just thrown in the hat box. It's where all of her scarves live. And I think it's a genius idea. Here's one that is more of a equestrian vibe. You can see all the equestrian style things on this one. I like to wear this one a lot with, if I have like a plain black and white on or black and cream, it just pops the whole thing. This one I bought at the same time of year. So this reminds me of like vintage Versace, like when Versace was Versace back in the day. And let's see. This one you've seen a few times. Just a nice big overall paisley. I love the combo of the light blue and navy with a little bit of pop of like a wine color. And this one I haven't worn yet. That's a shame because it's so pretty, but I just haven't worn it. Here, I'll bring it back. Isn't that one pretty? This one actually feels like silk, but I don't think it is. Let's see what other questions we've got here. Can you recommend, oh, we've got a lot. Do you use scarf clips or hair ties? I do have a scarf clip. It's actually an Hermes scarf clip, and I will put it in there sometimes. It's just a little ring. I can show it to you. Oh, that's not in there. Comes in a very cute little bag. And this is their little scarf ring. So you put your each end. I'll do this for you. Let's use my scarf I haven't used before. So you just put one end in this corner. It's like a triangle. Goes in the one corner and out the other. And then this side does the same thing, in one and out the other. Now this is for their twillies, which I have one of their twillies. So it's a little bit more difficult with this one, but it just slides in and keeps everything in place. I don't want to bore you with this, so I won't keep going with it. But that's how that works. And I know I had a few scarf rings that I found of my mother's. I haven't touched them. I have to go investigate that. All right, let's look at some other questions here. Do you have a trick for... No, I do not have a trick for cats. That you're inviting the trouble with cats. My daughter just moved out with her 2 cats, and I know my life has freed up because my food and belongings are not getting attacked, even though I miss them. Great questions about the tags. I don't know what the question was. Oh, you've mentioned this before, but it's okay to cut the tags. I usually do. I have a few here that I haven't, just because of sheer laziness. Some know not to put tags on, like, oh, here's a Lily Pulitzer one with a tag. But they put that on so lightly, you could easily clip that one off. What I tend to do is I hide it. If I'm going to keep it on, I put it in the inside the triangle so that when I roll it, you're not going to see that tag. See, you'll never see that. So these ends don't have a tag anywhere on them. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Clip-on brooches, that's a great idea. You could even use a clip-on earring. Oh, you like the polka dot girl, that's great. You have a trick for how to wear them. Oh, you like the paisley, that's great. Okay, so many good comments, thank you. Anything else I can show you today? Any other questions? I don't want to keep you too long. Get your weekend off on the good foot. Don't forget, I will be back here on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday next week. All the videos for next week, all the lives, I should say, are already up on my website. You can just click the button to get notified so that you get a notice when I go live. Hopefully I won't have sound problems next week, but every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the whole month of March, I'm doing this. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend and stay gorgeous. Bye-bye.